What's going on, everyone? My name is Mcflyy from the Pokemon Spot, and this is episode 2 of Mcfly's Corner, where we talk about price predictions, Pokemon investing, and all of the above and in between. Quick credibility check. I am a co-founder and owner of the Pokemon Spot TCG shop. You should see that here pop up on your screen. And we've been in business for about 2 years, and we really haven't seen the best part of the market yet. All right, so the first thing we want to jump into is providing an update on 151 and how that's going in the market. So currently, Japanese 151, I would like to say, is in a standstill in which the Japanese set is just kind of like yodeling along. And they face a reprint soon. So we can probably expect some of the Japanese 151 prices to come down a little bit and cool down. English, on the other end, definitely the English set is running because nobody can get their hands on it, or the market is starting to really rise with English 151. And even though there will be a Blooming Waters reprint of 151, possibly your last opportunity to get 151, the prices have kind of remained in growth mode. So I don't think we're done seeing what's going on with the English 151 side. And I do think that prices will continue to go up here in the near future. In general, 151 was just a well put together set. You can't do anything wrong with just selling the original 151 Pokemon, especially with the beautiful Charizard SIR. And honestly, it's such a great set that even to this day, if I had a choice of keeping it sealed and ripping it, I definitely will rip it. And that's why you don't see any 151 on this shelf quite yet. All right, so the next topic, and something that I started talking about and predicted here in the past that we're starting to see come to fruition, is that we are getting back into the MSRP era of the Pokemon trading card game. And what I mean by that is that with the recent sets that have come out, especially Surging Sparks, have just really got us back to a point where we are now comfortable with buying things MSRP. We're seeing a lot of the product trend up to higher than MSRP. At this given moment, at the time of recording this video, a booster box for Surging Sparks is $200. Well, how did that happen? Well, let me tell you what happened. I mean, I feel like this just goes back to the most recent history. I think the Pokemon company was trying out some new things. The first thing that happened is that, you know, we had all these great pull rates in the Scarlet and Violet era, of SIRs or hit cards that were just like, hey, it really became a singles market. Like you could just buy the singles, and the singles become more expensive than the sealed product at this point. So, why should I buy a sealed product? And it's also below MSRP. So, all those things combined, you created a market in which you could pull a good card, the card's worth something, and then the sealed product is, even if you're the type of person you want to pull it alone, it was cheap enough for you to get it in the market, and everybody was happy, right? Well, with the release of Paradox Rift Temporal Forces, you started to see that pull rates started to change. Okay. And I think the Pokemon company was kind of testing that out at first. They're like, hey, if we change the pull rates, we know that our product is selling below MSRP. Well, so how do I get more people to buy more booster packs? Well, you change the hit rate. So Pokemon wasn't missing any money, in my opinion, right? And then you got Twilight Masquerade that came out that completely changed the game, right? Yes, there were all of the SIRs, in my opinion, or the majority of the SIRs in the Scarlet and Violet era, arguably have better artwork than other sets. Now, I'm not saying it's the best, okay? So don't kill me in the comments, but it definitely, I think we all can agree that these art rares and special art rares really, are really great this era. So as Twilight Masquerade comes out, we really never had a true chase card. Yeah, there was Charizard and Obsidian Flames. I mean, there was always that number one card to each set, but we really never had like a chase card like we got with Twilight Masquerade. Number one, we had the Eevee Art Rare, and then we also had the Greninja SIR. So the Pokemon Company was like, "Hey, let's throw in, let's throw a curveball. Let's make a chase, change the pull rates, and now introduce a card that everybody's gonna want. That's gonna go bonkers for." And you finally got the first modern card that and you kind of saw this with Temporal a little bit with the Iron Crown and the Raging Bolt. Those were definitely chase. I'm not saying there's not chase cards in the other set. There definitely is. Every set has a chase card, truly. However, with Twilight Masquerade, they made Greninja front and center. So when you did that, you got a lot of people spending. The supply is low, supply and demand. Okay, and then now you have this chase card, and the pack prices started to increase slowly. Not quite MSRP yet, but you created a chase card, you changed the pull rates, and the Pokemon Company was finally like, all right, we're ready to go all in on this. And they started announcing all of the future sets that we're all excited about and we're seeing unfold here in the next couple months. But then they dropped Surging Sparks. Okay? And as we all know, some of us love it, some of us don't, but Pikachu is the mascot of the Pokemon franchise. So you create a special illustration rare of a Pikachu, everybody's gonna chase it, right? Pikachu may be someone's favorite Pokemon. I know a couple of people that love Pikachu, in the community. But not only did they have Pikachu, but you got Pokemon like Melodic, you got Pokemon. Who else is in there on that list? Like you created a couple of hype cards in that set that now people are chasing these. On top of chase cards, you now have Pokemon limiting how many or how much of the product is given to online sellers, or I would say that are not big box stores like Walmart, Target, and things that sort. You kind of saw them try that out with Shroud of Fable. Shroud of Fable is not the best set in my opinion, but it was the first time in a very long time that you couldn't find much of Shroud of Fable upon release, right? So you have people spending extra money to be, in order to get access to Shroud of Fable, or the SIRs weren't too bad in that set. I don't like to comment and saying something's good or something's bad because everybody has their favorite Pokemon. I don't want to, But in my opinion here is that the SIRs in that set isn't as great as other sets. However, it was hard to get. So what did people start doing? They started paying MSRP for packs or close to, because you couldn't buy it anywhere. You couldn't get it in the store. You couldn't get it from any distributors because they were sold out. XYZ, and so Pokemon finally created the supply and demand. They were working on the demand for so long. They're like, okay, well, people aren't spending full price on the pack, so we're gonna create, a chase card, or we're gonna change the pull rates, and so we're gonna create demand, and then they slapped us in the face with supply. So now it's harder to get some of these sets that are coming out, and so they started that with Shroud of Fable, and then you finally have Surging Sparks, okay, and Surging Sparks, honestly, is a beautiful set. Right now, MSRP for booster boxes on Surging Sparks are $200. They did this perfectly. They had chases, they had limited supply. They have a huge demand for it, and all distributors was completely sold out. Now, in reality, I think we both know, or we all know. I'm saying both know, but we all know that distributors most likely keep a certain percentage of product. But I think that what nobody even thought was going to happen is that supply would quickly drain. Okay. And so upon release, you know, we were given a very limited number of boxes, and we sold them all. We pre-sold them all. So, and a lot of other stores did the same, So now you have this huge demand for something that nobody can get. So it easily went to MSRP. And now, because distributors don't have any left, I'm going to do this. Not to say that they don't, but not any that they're selling, right? Um, so now you have a problem here, right? Online sellers like myself, I need Surging Sparks because the people want Surging Sparks, but we can't get it, right? And even we know, that it's a problem if you can't get it from the PokemonCenter.com, right? That is the hugest indication that there is a problem. Okay, so Pokemon Center started selling out. They sold out of the Pokemon Center ETBs. It hasn't been restocked since. So now the only way this set's going to be out for a while. There's going to be reprints of Surging Sparks, but that's going to be significantly later, right? Now it's just more so. It's just more so dealing with the MSRP changes, which gets me to why I feel like the market is where it's at today and it's booming, especially with the newest set that's slated to be out soon. Y'all know it, the EV set, the Terastal Festival, and then you have Prismatic Evolutions. Now, I happen to record this video at the time of release of Terrestrial Festival, and we could talk about that here in a minute. But I'm actually not gonna talk about it. Actually, I take that back. We're not gonna talk about Terrestrial because that's a whole different video for another day. But that is a direct contributor in how we got to the new Pokemon MSRP boom. I don't think, guys, that we're gonna go back to below MSRP for a while. Okay, you guys know that there's the Rocket set that's coming out, the Trainer set that's coming out, and we don't even know what else is on the horizon, right? But from Surging Sparks on, you can expect that things are going to be either close to MSRP or higher than MSRP. And this is why I'm saying that online sellers are cooked. If you don't have your formula right, if you don't have, hey, I'm going to offer XYZ pre-orders, some shops like ourselves have started rethinking about how we're going to do pre-orders because we do want to give people the best prices possible. That's why we're all in this, right? And we do want to help the community, but we also want to make sure that there's some available later for other people. So now we're being forced essentially to say, okay, we're only getting 200 boxes of XYZ. So now we can only put a portion of that online. And, where it was widely accessible before, supply is definitely limited at this point. So we have to start rethinking margins, numbers, what our price points are going to be, and, all of that. So truly, online sellers are cooked if you're not already thinking about this. If you're an online seller, this thought has probably crossed your mind, In reality, this is the true story from the Pokemon spot. Upon Surging Sparks release, we sold all of our booster boxes. We pre-sold all of them. So we had none upon the release, right? We sold all of our booster boxes from anywhere between 110 to, I want to say at the most, 120 a box, right? And this was like pre-order prices. And I won't disclose our cost just for, I don't know if I can get in trouble for that. But if you guys know, right? That's not too much of a margin after paying fees and potentially affiliates if you have affiliates, right? Or any marketing that you may have spent on that. At the end of the day, we really didn't make much because what ended up happening is that our distributor actually did not give us what they originally, I don't know, say approved. Allocated is not the right word. They didn't give us all of our boxes that was ordered. So we did have to source boxes through other people, other sellers, and that's just the honest truth here. Because we want to make sure we don't cancel any orders, right? So what we ended up doing was, upon release, everybody was kind of like holding their stuff and was like, hey, like, we don't know if we want to sell this or not, right? Or, we know that we can get more for it upon release. And ultimately, we end up paying more than what our price was for those booster boxes. And I don't regret it at all. The customer experience is the most important here. But I think the lesson learned was that, I don't we didn't know that Surging Sparks was gonna do these things. So, you know, um, I feel like that has definitely changed our mindset around future releases and future pre-orders, and things of that sort, to just make sure that we're in a very healthy position, and that's just keeping it 100% real with you guys and let you guys know that selling Pokemon cards is not the easiest thing in the world, but it can be fun when you put your mind to it, for sure. All right, so I don't. So I say all this to say that you guys may notice that some people have to close their doors. Some people may have overcommitted. Some people may have canceled pre-orders and created some angry customers. There's some shops that are just like, hey, I can't compete anymore because of these changes in the market. So expect that there could be some people who close their doors. I never wish that on anybody, and I truly wish nothing but positivity and luck, and make sure that you're making smart business decisions when you are running a business. But there could be people who close doors because of this. Um, and the last thing I'll say about the selling market right now is that, expect the bigger stores to kind of like expect product to be available in the bigger stores than being available in the smaller stores. Now, does that mean that you guys shouldn't support your small businesses? Of course, support us, right? 100%. But you can expect to see more product availability in the big box stores. And where MSRP is back, MSRP is what the big box stores charge for these products. Sometimes they have sales, right? Um, it's going to become the place to ultimately buy cards. Um, Now, all things set aside, online shops is still your best reputable place to buy Pokemon cards. Okay, but I'm just saying that with all these market changes, this is something that you want to maybe start putting on your radar if you're not already, right? You want to start getting notified, because this is unfortunately a scalper market, and you want to make sure that you're the first to know if something gets posted on the shop, not on the shop. I'm sorry, on like Walmart, Target, Target's websites. All right, so where do I think the market is going to go from here? Truly, I just think it's going to keep going up. The Prismatic Evolution set is not out yet. It comes out in January. I do believe that the English set 100% is going to be more valuable than the Japanese set. And I can say this now because Terastal is out. I'll end this segment with uh, just my thoughts, my current thoughts on Terastal, and that is the fact that it is a awesome set to open in Japanese. I haven't had the privilege to open any myself quite yet. They're on the way, should be here next week. But boy, let me tell you, it is such a fun set to open up and rip. And if you're somebody who wants to open up and rip things, Japanese Terrestrial Festival is for you. Okay? If you're a collector and you're trying to get the most value and you want to keep and you're a Poke investor, then Prismatic Evolutions, if you could buy it at MSRP or slightly above MSRP, then I think you're set for a little bit. Okay, but Also, keep in mind, this set is going to continue to be released due to Scarlet and Violet era. Same thing with Surging Sparks. So expect expect the unexpected, right? You may find that big box stores has a whole bunch of these. You may find that they don't. I will say there's the biggest demand that I've ever seen. Everything got sold out on the Pokemon Center website in less than 24 to 48 hours. At least I think. Somebody fact checked me on that. But everything got sold out. So this is definitely going to be a high value set, sealed and opened, right? I don't know what the pull rates are going to be for English. The pull rates for Japanese is you get an SAR in every box. And there's a lot of SARs to get through. There's demigod packs, and then there's also god packs with all the evolution SARs, okay? I think if you're a collector in the Japanese space, buy singles. Don't buy boxes. Okay? But if you enjoy the thrill of opening and ripping boxes, then buy boxes. But if you're a collector and you just want to collect the Japanese variants of these cards, please, please, please buy singles online. Okay? Other than that, I do genuinely believe that the prismatic set in English is going to be more valuable than the one in Japanese. Not to say that the Japanese seal product is not going to be valuable at all. I do see that potentially having a initial spike. I'm not saying it's not gonna do what Shiny Treasures did at all. It will probably stay within the 40 to, I should probably say, at its lowest, it'll probably be like $40 at its lowest. At its highest, we just don't know, right? That's going to depend on the supply, but there's a lot of demand for the Japanese boxes too. So, all that being said, I do think that um, if you can keep some sealed terrestrial festival for maybe a year or so, maybe it will go up. That's essentially the end of episode 2. I say 2, but this is 4. Episode 2. If you guys want me to look into something, or if you guys have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know how I did. I don't do this every day. I'm not your heavy Pokemon investor, but it is definitely a very fun thing for me to do. And I love doing it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That sounds so cheesy, but please do it, because that is the only way that this channel will grow. Check out our website, pokemontcg.com, and that will be here. I thank you guys for watching. I am Mcflyy, and I am out.